everybody. How are you? Sorry, my iPad is like sitting up there because it will not charge. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so tonight, here is, can y'all see me? That is like a terrible glare. I don't know where the glare is coming from, but let me see. Let me scooch over. Okay, we're gonna do apples. We did apples last year around this time. We're gonna do it again, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna use the same pack as I did last year, and I will try and get that Etsy shop pinned again. But hopefully, you guys will. I was watching some of my friends create earlier, and I started to do the true tray without y'all, but I saved lots. So let me show you what Dollar Tree has this year that they did not have last year that I found, you guys. Hello, Miss Mindy. Thanks for turning the porch light on. I'm so happy to see everyone this week. Let me see what I can do. I just want to make sure I have my phone. Hello, Nancy. How are you? You too. I'm so glad you're here. Let me see if I can get... I am in my craft room. I'm going to be working on my craft room tomorrow. Because guess who's coming to see me this weekend? Guess who's coming to... Hello, Denise. Hello. Guess who's coming to see me this weekend, y'all? Pictures, and maybe he'll be live. Stetson, and I'm so excited. Stetson and his mama and his daddy. Marshall and his wife. Okay, so we have Nancy, we have Mindy, we have Denise. I am so happy you guys are here. I know there's more people here, but I don't know who's all here. I know, I wish you were here too. You would have fun because it is going to be a mess tomorrow. Look at these little apples. Whoops, sorry. Look how cute these are. They did not have these last year, y'all. They for sure did not have these for our tiered tray. That's probably really loud for y'all, but look at how cute they are. And I was just on the phone with Mindy and I told her I don't have any green paint. So I went to my markers and I got a green marker out. Let me see. I tried 2 different ones, like you can see where I messed up. So I tried a dark green, and then it did the same as my chalk paint would have done. It went on, and it, see that little ring around the middle? It kind of put paint or marker on where it wanted to go. And so I did marker on some of them. It's on the marker, I guess. I don't know how many green ones I'll do, or if I'll sand them a little bit. Actually, that's a good idea, sanding them. Guess what, Nancy? Hello, Miss Janie. Green marker. Yes. You know, you want to know what I thought of before the green marker? Nancy, one second. I'll answer your question. The first thing that came to mind was how can I come up with a color green that is natural? And the first thing I thought of is spinach. Do I have any spinach? Like canned spinach or frozen spinach? I can soak these bad boys in. But I don't have any spinach either, because that was what I was going to do. Because I thought I could do like spinach smoothies and put these in there and just like, I don't know. But, okay, so that's what it looks like if I sand them. I don't know if I like that either. So I think I might just leave them alone for now until I have some green paint. But I did use Apple Barrel Matte Red Apple. And I colored some with that made red. You can, it's all over my fingers, marker and paint. I just I painted them red, and then I took a burnt umber, Apple Barrel burnt umber, and put them on the stems. And I don't know, we'll just see. So I did 1 bag red apple, acrylic red apple matte, and then I have this cute little bucket, you guys, that I got at Hobby Lobby this springtime. I don't know, last month I think. And I'm just going to stick these apples in this bucket for now until we decide what we want to do with them later. And they're off to the side. I also found color your own ornament for apples. And I thought we could put some different colored scrapbook paper on here. Or some it has some apple colored paper. Hello, Rhonda Shelton. We have some green polka dots. We have solid green. We have solid red. We have this from Etsy that I have in my little stash of cutesy stuff. It says, I love this one. It says autumn leaves and apple pies, please. I thought that would be so cute on the little chalkboard. Like if we take this little, like it's a little chalkboard with a stand. I thought that would be super cute for Tier Tray Tuesday. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? I thought that would be cute. I have a pie dish that I thought we would make a pie with, which is the first thing I'm going to do. I have a crate. Don't know if we're going to use that. I don't know. But I just thought tonight's theme, overall theme, is harvesting apples on the tier tray. So here's a house, and I already put green paper. Thanks for turning that porch light on. I cut out some border from my Etsy pack, my printable Etsy pack. Put a button on, put a little apple on here, and then we'll do something for the back too. So that's another thing we can work on. But the first thing I want to work on is my apple pie. And as you guys can see, I have some flour foam, and we are going to, thank you. We're going to cut some of this down a little bit. And then I have some dry erase, magic eraser, I guess, that my daughter moved this week, and she dropped off the stuff she didn't need anymore or whatever at my apartment. And so I'm going to use the magic eraser. I'm going to skim it down just a little bit more because we're going to put sliced apples on top, and we're going to make our own apple pie, y'all. Our own apple pie. And I don't want it to be super straight because I want there to be it elevated, and I want it to be uneven. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. Hello, Pat. Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, so I'm going to put my leftover, or my extra styrofoam over here. Prayers, Miss Jennifer, prayers. Lots of prayers. Okay, so I'm going to set our pie dish over here for a second. And this is what we're going to make our crust out of, which is, this is a piece of drop cloth that we're going to use. And we're going to take a Ziploc baggie. And for now, we are going to open it up like that. And kind of set it right here. And then this is our dry erase, magic eraser. And we're just going to cut it into little pieces, like little apple chunks. I know it's just white right now, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to put it into our baggie, like that. And right now, this is just chunks of apples, okay? I want you guys to get creative with me. Get creative. We're making an apple pie. I have cinnamon on the table, and I have some kosher sea salt, I think is what it is. And we're going to use our burnt umber paint. And we are going to make ourselves an apple pie that smells good. Hello, Miss Holly Ann. Welcome. We are starting our Tier Tray Tuesday off. We are going to make an apple pie. This was one of my favorite things last year. And last year we made one, but we used an actual pie tin that I had found at Mistress of Junk. This year we're using this cute little pie dish. These are at the Dollar Tree. And we're gonna make some faux, this one's gonna be a faux apple pie. This is magic eraser. I just chopped it up. I'm gonna take some water. And you kind of have to be careful because it does soak it up because it is a magic eraser. But I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to put some, hello Jenna. Hello, hello. I did do a blueberry one, and it was so cute. Oh my goodness. I want to do another blueberry one because it turned out so adorable. Okay, so I put some burnt umber in, and I'm going to coat the magic eraser with it. I don't want it super dark, but I have a feeling this is going to be a little bit darker than I wanted, but that's okay. So we're just going to coat this. You do, Jennifer? That's awesome. I couldn't remember who had it. That blueberry pie was so awesome. I did like these little blueberry balls, and it it was a cute little pie. So we're coating this magic eraser. And then I'm going to open the bag. And I'm going to open my cinnamon with the open side. And I'm going to put like a tablespoon in here. I just shake it a couple times. I am so glad you all are all here. And then I'm going to take some of the salt. This is just kosher salt, Supreme Tradition from Walmart. And I am opening the big whole side, and I'm just going to add a little bit in there. And then I just kind of mix this around, makes it smell good, gives it some texture. You really won't see this much, but just want to coat it. It's just the principle of the thing, I think. I don't know. Yes, I think so, Mindy. Okay, so we're going to put this, our pieces of apple, right on top of our apple pie. Look at how sweet that is. Doesn't it look like real apple? And it smells so good. So we just made our little, our pie, but we also made something that smells really good as well. And then we put it on top. Now, you could take time and glue each piece down if you want to. I am not going to do that, or we will be here all night. But I am going to do that. Our apples. I still have a couple pieces left over. I have a wipe. And then I'm going to take my drop cloth, and we're going to do a latticed pie crust across the top. So I'm going to cut off the edges. Yes, different scented oils would be a great idea. If you wanted to do different kinds of pies, that would be such a good idea. Oh, can you imagine like a sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie, pecan pie? Oh, you guys, we can get so creative with these faux pies. It'd be so good. You're making me hungry now. I was working on doing this pie or this tier tray earlier. I've been working on it all week, but I was working on getting everything together, and all of a sudden I thought cinnamon, and it made me think of coffee cake. Do y'all, right, Rhonda? So I printed off, I scrolled for a moment, went on Pinterest, and went and printed off a recipe for coffee cake. So I'm gonna make a coffee cake for Jackson and I in the morning. Okay, so I'm gonna take my heat tool, and I'm going to, not my heat tool, my heat glue thingy. And I'm going to glue the pie crust into the inside of my pie dish. The first layer. Hopefully y'all can see that. And then we're going to weave it back and forth. So we have the lattice pie, the apple pie look. So there's two. There's the third piece. Oh goodness, do I have something to tell you guys. It has been wild, crazy for the Wilcox family. So, one of my kiddos, I won't say which one, but one of them went out of town this week with their family, and they came home and their house was burglarized. Y'all, why do people do such things? Why? Okay, so I did one way. Now I'm going to come over and turn my pie dish the other way. And I'm going to do it the other way, and then we're going to crisscross them. I'm going to take just a couple pieces out for a second. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, he will, Mindy. He will love it. I was trying to think, who do I know that has like a little... I need a couple more strips. So I'm going to come back over to my drop cloth and just cut these off. And then I'm going to show you guys how we go back and forth and make the lattice. Obviously, if I was making an apple pie, I would be using a rolling pin and pie dough. But today we're making a faux apple pie, so we're doing it with a drop cloth. Hey, Renee. Hello. Oh, Jennifer, I can do that. I found it on Pinterest, but I can definitely get you guys that recipe. Okay. So one's going one way, one's going the other way. I'm going to come back to the front, get my apples all in order, pull my lattice down, and then I'm going to bring it to the top. And I'm going to bring it over the top and go over under. And I'm going to just keep the other one straight. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. And it's just going to go over under like that. There's the first piece. Let me do one more and then I will stop and show you guys what I'm doing. Over, under. Actually, this one's going to go under. Actually, I need to do one more. This one's a little bit more round than the one we did last year, because the one we did last year, so you want to go every other. So you want to go over, under, and then under, over. So it creates a real true lattice look, or whatever you want your, and let me just get this row done and I'll flip it up and show y'all. Hello, Beth. Okay. Look at that. How cute is that? Isn't that cute? Okay, so let me do another row. Now this one's going to be over, over, under, under, over, under, and then you want to glue it down so it stays down. And it smells so yummy, y'all. It smells yummy. Like, I just want to eat this pie. And then I have one more row left, and this one's under, over. So we're going to go under, over, under, over. Let's see. That one. We're just going opposite the direction of what we did the row before. So now we're going to come over here and glue this side down. We're going to tuck all these in. And glue them inside, and it smells so yummy. Then we're going to take some of our salt crystals, because it's kosher salt, so the salt pieces are a little bit bigger. They look like little crystals. Okay, let me show you. Look at how sweet that is. And now we have this sweet cinnamon smell coming out. And you can make it so where it has a little bit more showing if you want. But this looks like a yummy apple pie, like that. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to just kind of rub it into the cinnamon like that. And I'm just going to just slightly dab it onto the drop cloth like that. Make it look like it's kind of like that. And then we're going to come over here to our printable from Etsy, and it says apple crumble, apple pie, freshly picked, and we're going to go with apple pie right here. So I'm going to cut that out. It's all the way on the other side, so let me get that piece cut out. I'm just going to cut that out, and then we're going to attach it to our pie with some twine for our tier tray. So let me, actually we're going to do two pieces, made with love. I'm going to trim that out for the apple pie, and then we'll use that made with love, and then we'll put the apple pie, and we'll use a little hole punch, and we'll put the two of them together. Let me see. I have this teeny tiny little hole punch. I'm going to line these two up. We're gonna put these together. Anyway, so my son and his family, they went on a little mini vacation, and they came home and their house had been broken into. A bunch of stuff had been stolen. What a way to, what something to come home to. Isn't that terrible? Why can't people just stay to their own stuff, you know? Why do they gotta go help themselves to someone else's stuff? That's just such a feeling of violation. I remember, Elizabeth's house had been broken into in Las Vegas, and we went and helped her, and that was awful. They absolutely ransacked that house. Like, the robber people, the burglars, ransacked that house, like, horribly. And then I had a storage unit years and years and years ago. You guys, I cannot see at all. And someone broke into it, and I just remember that feeling of violation. Jennifer, I will message you. But the feeling of violation when somebody goes through your things and they take what they want of your stuff, like, I just don't get it. I don't understand that way of thinking. What gives them permission or the right to just take what they want? I really don't understand that mentality at all. I don't get it. I don't know if I'll ever understand that. But my thought process on that has always been, I remember when it happened to me, I was angry for a second, and then I just remember, I think I told my mom, they must have needed that stuff more than I did. But the feeling of it just didn't feel good. Okay, so it says made with love. I just put it on some ribbon, and I'm gonna put some glue kind of right on the top of my pie and just let it hang down. Just like this, and here is one of our pieces. And I'm just gonna let the ribbons, I'm gonna tie a little knot in them, the little pie tag, and you can always put like a price tag on here, but it just says made with love, so I don't wanna put a price tag on it, because you could do like a 10 cents or 5 cents, but I think it's just adorable this way. Made with love, apple pie, so cute, low pie, will never go bad on you, and it's all done for our tree tray. And it's got a lattice top, and it smells so good. Makes me want apple pie. If it's not yours, don't touch it, right? That's what I say, but they obviously needed that stuff more than, I don't think my son and his family would agree to that, but okay, I have this cute little block. It's not so cute right now, but we're fixing to make it cute. Just a 2x4 block. And I have these little printables from the Etsy shop that I went to. And I am just going to cut this A's for apple out. Actually, let's do this. This says the Livingston Seed Company, Columbus, Ohio, USA, 1904, Annual of True Blue Seeds, Card Seed Company, Fredonia, New York City. We're going to cut this one out, and we're going to put it on our block. We're just going to glue it on there, and then we'll Mod Podge it. Thank you, Miss Nancy. Hello, Nadine. I am so glad everyone is stopping by to say hello and watching us put our tier tray together tonight. Our theme tonight is apples. So we just got done making a faux apple pie. And if you wouldn't mind turning the porch light on, that would be much appreciated. Much, much appreciated. Okay, so here is our little apple. I'm going going to trim it up a little bit so it fits right onto that block. And we're just doing little fillers to put on our tier tray. It needs to be a little bit more. You want to get Fredonia. I think that's how you say it, Fredonia. And you work on there. I don't want to cut it too much, but I want it to fit. Like that. A little bit more. And then, what has everyone been up to today? Is it hot in your neck of the woods? Is it cool? Did you get rain today? What are all the things? What are all the things, y'all? Hello, Mama Jackie. Okay, so we're gonna put some glue, a good healthy dose of glue. So hopefully Saturday sometime I'll do a live and Marshall and Stetson can join me, maybe Tara too. She doesn't usually like to do lives, but really I have to twist all of them. But Stetson will probably get on here and talk to y'all no problem. He's just a little bitty. I can't believe, can y'all believe you just got home? Did you go to Taco Tuesday, Mama Jackie? I can't believe that he's going to be a year old in 3 months. It's hot there in Sonomish. Sonomish? I can't ever say that right, Jennifer. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to fold that down on the top. Just making that look cute. There's a little filler piece for our tier tray. Probably add a bow to that at some point. There's that piece. Let's do a piece to the back. And I'm going to do this little flower. It's got some green leaves on it. It's an apple blossom. I'm not going to fussy cut it. If Peggy was here, she'd say I need to fussy cut it, but not tonight. I'm not fussy cutting tonight. Okay, we're gonna do this like this. I think it's kind of fun to just have it on the wood, the natural wood like that. Even with the knots and all. So I'm gonna put some glue on that. Oh, I'm sorry that you're sick. Oh, Ian, you're not the first person I've talked to today that's been sick. I'm sorry. You guys, we were without electricity for hours yesterday night. That is no bueno when you live where we live and it's so hot. Can I just say, it is so hot. You can't, he's gonna be 2 already? Wow. Okay, so there's an apple blossom. There's an apple. You could always add some ribbon around this and put a really cute bow with some buttons. That would be cute too. There's another piece for our tier tray. I'm gonna go drink the water. It is so hot, Mama Jackie. It's hot. It is hot. Okay. Now we're gonna go to some of our apples. Oh wait, no we're not. Just kidding. This is from the Dollar Tree store, and I showed, actually Mindy showed me this cute little idea, and it was some apples in a little barrel of like a little ball jar. So I found this when I was at the Dollar Tree today, and I was like, there we go. So I texted Mindy a picture. Oh gosh, my paint is like hard. Why is my paint hard? Well, that's really weird, y'all. I didn't want to use Snow White, but we might have no choice. I don't understand why my chalk paint is hard. It sure is. Look at that. That's not gonna work. I have never seen it do that before. Have y'all ever had chalk paint just be hard when you open it? So I guess we're gonna use the white, Snow White. And we're just gonna paint around the jar. And then we're gonna sand it and maybe apply some stain. We'll see how it looks. Put some twine on it, wrap it, and put some apples in it. This is a candle, but we're gonna cover it up with apples. And it is so cute. It's the perfect size. Yeah, you aren't the first person, Holly-Ann, that has been not feeling well today that I've talked to. I actually wasn't feeling good earlier, but I thought mine was just because I went without air last night, and I've been without a couple of medicines, but thankfully I have them now. I just thought that's why I was not feeling well. Okay. So we're just fitting in light coat. It actually doesn't look super white, so maybe that's good that I use this color. I don't know. It doesn't look too white, does it? I'm gonna let this dry, and then, do y'all hear the locusts in my window? Do you hear that buzzing sound? Those are locusts. I know, Mama Jackie. I'm ready to come back. I am ready to come back and see y'all. Me and Jack both. Okay, let's dry this real quick. I'm not going to use the lid, so I'm going to put that over there. I'm just going to quick dry it. Almost dry, and then I'm going to grab a white, actually I'm going to dry brush a little bit of burnt umber on. We are small and mighty tonight, y'all. I'm just going to lightly put some burnt umber on, and then I'm going to wipe it off. I'm just going to do the, on like where it says mason and jar, the lines, and then we're going to wipe it. See if it comes off, because I don't want it to be super dark. Thanks for the stars, Mama Jackie. I don't know, that might not be a good idea either. Okay, so then I'm going to take my twine. This is big, thick twine. I'm going to wrap it around the jar. Heather Thrash. Amy Taylor. Hello. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Tier Tray Tuesday with Tony. Theme is apples tonight. And then I'm going to open up the edges of our twine and get it all frayed. Like this. Oh, Nancy, are you still here? Are you still here, Nancy? Oh, thank you, Holly-Ann. I was gonna fill you in on the building project. So, y'all, my acres need to be mowed so bad, and I am scared to death. When I went out of town, it grew like crazy, and I have got to mow. But I am so scared because the grass is really tall. The Bermuda hay grass is really tall, and we're on a burn ban, and I am so paranoid of fire breaking out. Like if I hit something with the mower thingy, I have a commercial zero turn, but I'm so worried about it catching fire or something. And so I'm super paranoid about that. But I need to mow. And so I'm worried about that. And then I got a phone call today, and the buildings are done. So they're supposed to get delivered. So I'm super excited about that. So things are going to be rocking and rolling so quick, you guys, and I'm so excited. Like, I'm so beyond excited for this project to get going, for me to go live and do all the things with you guys more out there. Me going out of town with Jackson kind of slowed things down a little bit, but not really, because y'all really didn't want to see me out there sweating like crazy. And I didn't want to worry you guys when I was working out there, because it was pretty crazy. It was really scary, actually. I did Mama Jackie, and they were on a burn ban, but of course if it started a fire, it wouldn't be my fault. But I'm just paranoid, like, me being in a house fire already, like, it just scares me. Okay, so here's our little bucket of apples. So I'm going to take this dried out wipe, and I'm going to stick it down in the candle, and I'm going to put these little apples that I colored. Look at how cute that is, y'all. Look at how cute. Isn't that just so sweet? And I'm going to fill it with these apples. And these are going to be part of our decor for our tier tray. Oh my goodness, this is so sweet. Okay, this is too cute. Mindy, this turned out absolutely darling. Look at how adorable. Oops. We cannot have Tier Tray Tuesday without things falling over. And I even have my Lazy Susie going tonight. Look at how darling that is. Can I get some hearts if you guys like this so far? Isn't it cute, Mom Jackie? My apples would stay where they're supposed to be. Look at how stinking adorable. There's some hearts. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so I'll set this over here. There's another piece. Okay. What is my next piece? Let's do some apples. These are from the Dollar-ish tree, along with the other apples. And I was trying to think of how we could make them so they would stand up by themselves, but I don't think there's a way to do it. Unless we did, like, where's our house at? Let me see. We could do an apple crate. Should we do an apple crate? What do y'all think of that? Let's do an apple crate. We'll use this. We'll use some burnt umber and stain it real quick. Thank you, Miss Denise. Miss Denise, when I see you, I think of our old days when we had Kelly and Terry and Melissa and everybody from the old, back in our old beginning days. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, so I'm putting burnt umber on this crate. This is just a Dollar Tree crate, y'all. I'm just gonna rub it on with a baby wipe. And then I'm gonna put a big apple on the front. And then just put apples inside of it. And I smell cinnamon. I just think of coffee cake and apple pies and all the yummy stuff. Trying to get in the little creases or the crevices on this little crate. And then probably need to get on the inside, because let me see if I can get a little. Oh, it's busy around Texas. This weekend is our tax-free weekend. Do y'all have those where you're from? Do y'all have tax-free weekends where you're from? This is our tax-free weekend where kids can get school clothes and school supplies tax-free. It kind of helps families out, I guess. I've never heard of that until I moved to Oklahoma and Texas. They do that here to help families out so they don't have to pay taxes on clothes and school supplies for the week, Saturday and Sunday. So families go load up on school supplies, school clothes, all the things. Texas and Oklahoma, they usually alternate weekends, and kids get lots of stuff for school. It kind of helps out, I think, a lot, their budgets. Parents actually utilize that program or that weekend quite a bit. Tax-free in Washington too. That's cool. Last weekend there, Mama Jackie, I didn't know that. See, California, Utah, Nevada, all the places I've ever lived, they never did stuff like that. So when we moved, and then I never heard of providing school supplies either until I moved out here to the South and the Midwest. Like, that was like, when they gave me a list of school supplies when I moved my kids to Oklahoma, I was like, what is this for? Oh, darn, Minnie. That's okay, no worries. Okay, so here's our apple crate. Okay. And then I need some more foam, because that will take a lot of those miniature apples to fill up. Or even big apples. We're just going to stick some foam in here. Chicken nuggets. Jack would like those for dinner. He's getting TV dinner. Okay, there's our foam. Here's our crate. Here's a drink of water for me. I'm gonna get my red apple paint from Apple Barrel. I wonder how they came up with that name, Apple Barrel, for a paint brand. I wonder what led them to name that. Do you ever wonder where people get the names? Hard-boiled eggs. D&E, of course. Of course, Mama Jackie. How's Papa Craig doing? Okay, so I'm using the red apple, but I left burnt umber on my brush, so it's kind of muted it down a little bit. It's not as bright, and I kind of like that. Kind of do, not gonna lie. And I'm painting this apple. It does have a hole in it, but that's okay because we're gonna put some twine on it. And I'll show y'all. As soon as I'm done, we're just gonna paint it, and then we're gonna put some green stems on it, or maybe brown, I don't know. Brown stems. I'll paint them red, and then we'll go back and put brown stems. There's our red apple. It's not perfect either. Does he work all night? Doing chest and TV. You guys, I have to do a live and show you guys the chest that Papa Craig made me. It is so gorgeous. And he put bling on it. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm putting some burnt umber on the stems of the apples. And then I'm going to set this down and let it dry. And then I'm going to come back and do a green apple. Oh, I like it. I like his bling. He made it for me. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna let this apple dry. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the stems on this apple. And while that dries, we're gonna go ahead and paint it, or color it with a green pen. And I was worried that this would dry out. I don't know, it might still, but I'm just putting a light color. I wonder if it would stain it if I put a white on it. I really need green paint is what I need, y'all. Let's see if this works. Hello, Stella, how are ya? You know, that's one of my granddaughter's names, is Stella. Ooh, this actually works, you guys. We may have just learned a new technique. When you don't have green paint, you can use a marker and a wipe and some water and make green apples. What? Oh, I love my chest. I really do. It's really pretty. And I think my grandson will like it too because it's like the perfect height for him. Look at it. It made like a perfect apple. You're going to... Oh, yay, Jennifer. Does that mean I get to meet some of your family? Who's coming with you? So I'm just putting my green marker on this apple, and then I'm using, by accident, we just figured out a new technique. When you don't have paint, you can use a marker and some water and a wipe. It worked really good, right, Julian? Don't you love the accidental discoveries in crafting? The accidental discoveries in crafting are the best sometimes. I love this. Like, it looks so good. This looks like a Granny Smith apple. You're gonna drive. Yay! You won't recognize the room that you were in. It's so different. Look at it. It looks like a Granny Smith apple with imperfections that are perfect. Like it looks like an apple that should have been used for apple pie or apple crisps way sooner than it was used. Doesn't it? Okay, so then we're going to take these apples and I'm going to sink them into the foam after I get some of the stain off. Like that. Isn't that cute? You have to purge your craft room, Holly Ann. You are healthier. You crafted much more. Oh, I love the hearts. You guys are so awesome. Yes, it would be a good pear color, Mindy. So I'll have to remember this green. I'll have to keep it out. I'm going to do one more green one and then another red one. Look at how cute that is, though, y'all. I wasn't sure I would like it in the crate, but I kind of do. I love this accidental technique that we just did. It's probably not easy on y'all's ears, though. 33 hours? Thank you, Mom Jackie. That's a long time, Jennifer. That's a big road trip. Oh, this is so pretty. I am loving this. Thank you, Jennifer. I am loving this green. I guess I need to do it one more time on the other side, but look at how good this looks. That one shows the marks a little bit more, so I gotta blend it in a little bit more. It's kind of cool though. This would make a really good, on the beads, like it'd be so much easier to color the beads with a marker and then go back with a white. It'd be kind of cool. Okay, so this apple's almost done. Then we're going to paint a red one. And then we'll be done. Oh, you know what I do have? I think will be cute is, I think I've got some red gingham ribbon somewheres. Yep, I do right here. That will fit around this crate. Oh, let me put some burnt umber on the tips of this little stems. And I'm going to line it up kind of with the other green apple. So they're kind of dimensional on the other side. Like that. And then I need one more red. We'll do that, and then we're going to put that gingham red ribbon around the crate. Okay, Mom Jackie, no worries. line this red apple up with the other red apple. And it has burnt umber in it, so they're not like super bright red, but apples are, depend on what kind you like. What kind of apple is your guys' favorite? In the comments, what is your favorite apple? My favorite, I think my favorite apple is the Fuji apple. They're just so crisp and good. I just spit. That's probably my favoriteest apple ever. Is a crisp apple. You brought and left what you wanted. Oh, that's cool, Holly-Ann. You guys, I've been thinking about doing some junk journaling. Mindy and I have been wanting to junk journal, but I've been thinking about doing some Stampin' Up. Is anyone here tonight a Stampin' Up person? I called a lady that's here in Canton. She hasn't called me back yet, but I want to. Hello, Miss Nelda. How are you? Wouldn't that be fun, Mindy? I wonder if there's a way we could do that virtually. I'm going to dry this real quick. And then I'm going to put it against the other red one. You know, it'd be cute if I had greenery to put in here. I'm going to have to go through my box that Mindy gave me and brought it to me all the way from Iowa. And grab some greenery. You know who's missing on here tonight is Rosie. Rosie's not on here. Yeah, it definitely needs greenery, but let's take this red gingham. I'm going to glue it on the middle. Of the crate in the back. But I'm gluing it down lower because I want it to not cover up the holes of the crate. And then I'm going to tie it in the front. And I'll turn it around as soon as I'm done. Create a craft trading page like a yard sale. They are, Mindy. I was just about to say that next. You love the apple crate, Holly-Ann? Well, thank you. I'm not sure that I love it yet, but hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there. Okay, I'm going to cut the tail off because it's really long. So I guess at this point, would you guys keep... It's Brady's family that house was broken into, so he's my oldest. So if y'all would keep his family in your prayers, they've got little ones that I'm sure probably, his oldest is 7, and just having people come on your property and stealing your stuff and breaking into your house when you're gone is kind of scary. So if you'll keep his family in your prayers, I'd appreciate it. That they get their items recovered and the catch who did it would be good and hold them responsible or accountable. Look at how cute that is, you guys. I think it needs a button. Let's grab a button. Let's do ooh, that's a cool red one. It's got like the red in, and then, oh look, look at this. Is this green? I'm gonna put that right on top, and then we're gonna layer it on the bow. I was at the Dollar Tree this morning, or today, and John is the manager there. I finally got his phone number because, you guys, there's just some things that I cannot do on the property by myself. So he's going to come out and help me with some stuff. He's like, I haven't seen you for a long time. And I'm like, I know, because I've been trying to save some money for the building project. And he said, well, I could come out and help you with some stuff. So anyway, we're going to work out a deal, and he's going to come help. I'm super excited. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue on this apple and kind of pinch it together at the top. A free, fun, and fellowship night. Yes, Mindy. I wonder what's going on, Mama Jackie. Okay, look at how stinking adorable this little crate turned out. It does need, okay, I gotta put some buttons on those holes because I was gonna put twine, but I don't want to do that. So let me get some little buttons and put on the holes. Let's see if I can find some littler ones. Here's a red one. And the blue one's not gonna work. And the green one. You haven't picked it up since. It would be fun for us to all do it together. Let's do it in person. I'm agreeing with Mom Jackie. Okay, we need to plan a meet and greet too, y'all. We need to plan our meet and greet. Yes, we do. Okay. And then the red button goes over the red hole. Isn't that cute? I think it needs more apples, but those will come. Those will come in time. I still think, I don't know. I don't know what is my favorite piece so far, but I'm really loving this little jar of apples. I just love the red and green. I'm really loving the red and green apples that we put in this little jar. Yes, Mama Jackie, amen. I am definitely all about the cool weather. Secret Craft Santa. Maybe that sounds like a good organizing job for you. If we did it quickly, we could do it in time for Christmas this year. Okay. Let's see how many pieces we need on here. Here's our apple pie. I'm really up close tonight. Whoop. I just think that's so stinking adorable, you guys. I'm gonna turn this little bowl. I just dumped my apples out. Well, we've got, I'm gonna put this one up top. Apple pie's going up top. Lived in Florida for a half a year and loved it, minus the crazy storms. Irma, oh. I remember that storm. Okay, here's my Lazy Susie. Let's get, okay, I'm gonna put this one down here. Oh, this was gonna be some, guys, this cheer tray is a lot bigger than the items I have. Texas is your dream place, Liam? You might change your mind if you come out here and stay at my property. You might change your mind. Okay, this is gonna be for a jam jar that I don't have yet. That's in my mind that I wanna have. So I'm gonna put that up here on the top that you guys can't see. I also want to do a string of beads. So we're going to pretend that this is our string of beads hanging down like this. Oh, you guys can't see those either. Look. Here's beads. Oh, you guys can't see that either. Darn it. Here's my beads. I just think those little apples in the little barrel bucket can be cooking. Whoops. With a little apple hanging off of them. Here, let me see if I can get it like that. Isn't that cute? That ought to be cute in its own. So I need a smaller tier tray or a riser. I think this one needs to be a riser. I wonder if I have, I don't, let's see what this would look like. Let's do this. Let's see how this would look with a riser. Let's just put that there, and this there, and our apple pie in here, and our little apple there, and our beans there. These totally don't go there, but we're going to set them right there. Oops. Got a knot up there. Let's do this. Put our apple pie right in the middle. I mean our crate. I don't know. The apple pie looks huge compared to that little bucket. But I really like the bucket. I don't know, let's move the apple pie around. Something like that. You know what would be cute is if we had, I think I have some, this would be cute. Have you seen these little haystacks? This would be cute. If this was like a riser set and we put some haystacks down here, like this. And we did something like that. Oh, in front of it. Okay, let me see. A little like this. Great idea, Holly Ann. Like that. Now I made this side look a little. Now this needs to be propped up. I could just set it right there. Give us a what? Football. Give us a, oh, property. Okay. Woo! Hold on, y'all. Y'all just fell. Okay. So the property, y'all. I've got paint and everything all over me. Okay, so I am doing a Airbnb type situation out on my property, and it's going to have 2 buildings to start with and a little mini retreat center, and you're going to be able to rent, people will be able to rent it, and or like an Airbnb or whatever, and you can go to Canton First Monday Trade Days and you can get all the goodies and experience the whole Canton Trade Days experience, and then you can come back and craft with your favorite crafters if they decide to rent out the property or however it works. It's going to be so fun, and so I'm taking you guys on that journey with me. I've not been doing a very good job so far. I just don't want you guys to worry about me in the heat, so I haven't gone live as much as I was going to begin with, but as soon as it starts cooling off, I will, because I really don't want you guys to see me like that out there, because it is really hot, and I'm so afraid you guys will worry that I'm like passed out. And when I'm out there and it's so hot, my phone seriously shuts itself off, you guys. It shuts itself off. I'm so sorry, Mindy. Awesome, Denise. You guys will be able to seriously go on Airbnb, and you'll be able to look up my October Roads Acres in very near future, and you'll be able to reserve it and stay there. And I'm going to have 2 buildings to start with, and then each phase has more and more. I guess, Mindy. I don't know. I think I should be doing better, but I'm trying, you guys. And so it's going to be really, really cool. And I'm really, really excited about it. Hey, you know what? We are missing a couple things that we made. Sorry, I just scrolled really bad. But didn't we make that little... I just remembered we made a little, we had that little chalkboard thing. I know, Mama Jackie, I can only do so much, but I want to do more. And there just needs to be, I need to clone myself. No, what would y'all do if there was more than one of me? We'd be in trouble, right? Yes, Mindy, you're right. Thank you. So, I'll have to do a before and after picture of my craft room tomorrow because right now I'm looking at it thinking, oh my mercy. And I'm going to start standing up for my lives again. I told Mindy I want to start standing up. Oh, thank you, Holly Ann. I'm super excited. You couldn't handle 2 Onies. No, you could not, Mindy. You have a hard enough time keeping up with 1. Yes, it is, Nancy, for sure. When my phone starts shutting down because the heat is so bad out there, then I know it's time for me to pack up and go home, and that's, or to take a break, and that's really hard to do for me sometimes. Because I just either want to keep going or I have a hard time getting started, and I really don't want you guys to see me like that out there because it is kind of scary sometimes out there. So as soon as that part's out of the way, as soon as it starts not being so hot, we're definitely. Positivity and no stinking thinking, right, Denise? Positive in, positive out. Positive in, positive out. I have a good friend that always reminds me of that. Positive in, positive out. That goes a long way in how we think about ourselves. We do. We do, Mindy. We do for sure. We do need a Bible study session. Speaking of, I need to get planning on that little idea I had when I was in Iowa on my way home. I had this really cool idea, you guys, and I can share it with you if you want. You guys want to hear my idea? So I told Mindy, and yes, we did. You guys want to hear? Okay. So on my way home, actually, it was right before I left Iowa, I had like this aha moment, and I really want to start like a book club and I want it to be like different every month. So, and it's probably going to be a subscription group. It's just a small, like 20 people in it. And we're going to read a book every month, and it is probably going to be a Christian-based book club. And we're going, sorry, something flashed on my phone. I wasn't sure what it was. And we're going to do so many chapters a week, and then once every week, we are going to go over those chapters, and it would be like a Zoom or like if you wanted to, depends on how we can get it all laid out. And then we would go over the book and do it like an actual book club. So like we would talk about it, we would lead it like the discussion, and just, it would be really an small, intimate group, and we would talk about the book we are reading for that month, the theme, like we would probably do a craft that's to do with that. We would have a quote, a printable for that, for the book for that month. I just think it would be really an awesome thing, and it, like I said, Christian-based of some sort. Get into the word as well as the new non-believers who want to learn more. Yes, Mindy, that's what we talked about. So mull that over, y'all, as we're in this small setting tonight. Jennifer, yes, for sure. I think it would be really nice to have something like that. Just to start small. My stinking iPad wants to die, and it's plugged in, y'all. It says it's like dying. But think about that idea. That's something that I'm looking at starting really soon. Hello, Miss Carol. But I think it would be really, in a small group like that, it would be a private group. I think it would be really neat. Me 3, Mama Jackie says. To discuss a book, to learn from it, to have like a PowerPoint. I would do a PowerPoint with slides where we could do little notes on the sides. That's something that would be part of the subscription fee that I would do for all of you. And like I said, I think I would start it with no more than 20. That would be my cap number for sure. And then I'll do a waiting list, because I think I just want it to be a small, intimate group where we can really dive into what we're reading and learn. I also, to me, mental health and anxiety, depression, those kinds of things are really a big deal. Maybe not necessarily, hello Amy, maybe if you don't struggle with those things, you may know somebody who does. And, you know, I know my mom's not on here right now, but I know she would be the first to raise her hand. She's never struggled with anything like that, but she has known people in her family or friends that have struggled, and she's never known how. She's just like, well, they just need to just think positive and it goes away, and it doesn't. That's not how it works. And so tying anxiety, depression, mental health, anything that people, you know, that is a real thing in everyday life with the scriptures, I'm all about it. I think it's amazing how they coincide with the scripture, how it coincides with the scriptures, how we can learn so much from it. And so I've really been looking into different books, different Bible study helps that go along with that in those lines. But also not just that, because those are really heavy topics. So it wouldn't just be that all the time. It would also be lighthearted, fun, you know, enjoyable reading. So I'm really excited. Mindy and I are working on that, and Elizabeth, and we're coming up with what day of the week would be good for it, and coming up with a really fun, catchy name for it. So it'll just be part of the ORS page and family. So, and it cannot be prayed away. Yeah, it's not, mental health is not something that can be prayed away. I am a firm believer. I just got done reading a book. It's called, I'm not going to remember her name that wrote it. She, I can't remember her name, but it said, I love Jesus, but I want to die. And it was a really, really heavy, yeah, Jennifer, you shopping because you have anxiety really bad. It was more on the heavier side book, but it was so, it rang true for me. A lot of it was very eye-opening for me as a person. Like some of the feelings that she talked about that she brought to light in her book were some things that I had not really put a name on how I felt. Like I hadn't ever said, you know what, this is something that I'm dealing with. This is something that I need to address. That's the word I'm looking for. I haven't addressed these. I just kind of swept them away as, oh, Tony, you just need to let these go, or you need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and keep going. This is not a thing for you. You're tougher than that. You can pray this away. Have faith. Say your prayers. Everything will be fine. That's not how it always works all the time. I mean, yes, we need to have faith. Yes, prayers and doing all the things. Yes, absolutely. But sometimes it's just not as easy as saying a prayer and praying it away. It just doesn't always work that way. If it did, then it would look a lot different than what it does. And so I think it's important it can mess you up, Mama Jackie. And I don't want to disregard what anyone else's thoughts are on that, because I think that we all have a belief system. But I do firmly believe that there is a line where you can cross over into spiritual abuse, and that is a real thing. I did not know that even existed, y'all, until I was getting my master's degree in therapy, and it is a real thing. Spiritual abuse is very much real. It very much is a thing, and that is something that I'm not going to go into right now at all, but it is a thing. Spiritual abuse is very much a thing. And you're welcome to Google it or, go find a book on it, but it is a thing. It can be just like any other abuse. And if you're not careful, and if you find yourself in that situation, it can be very detrimental to a person if you aren't careful and self-aware. So I think it's important to recognize those. I think it's important to address those different things that are going on in our lives. But we definitely took a way different course in this conversation than where I was going with it. But just be thinking about that. The book club is on the horizon. Tray Tuesday tonight was just kind of more simple. I mean, we made a faux apple pie. We made a little bucket with our apples. We made a crate with apples. We made this little double-sided apple thing. Jackson and I are having TV dinners tonight, so I gotta go cook that in the microwave because it's my, I'm not cooking tonight. It's too hot. And, but anyway, just be thinking about that, you guys. And if you have any questions about that, you're always welcome to message me, and Mindy or I will definitely get back to y'all. And if you have any other questions about anything else, always feel free to reach out, and I will do my best to get back to you. And don't forget, if anyone is on replay and you know of anyone that does Stampin' Up, please let me know, because I am interested in getting into that for junk journaling and all the things crafting. And Mindy and I will talk about the fellowshipping, swapping thing, Holly-Ann, for sure. I love that idea. We do our Valentine's card swap exchange in February, so I'm sure we could do a page swap. We have that pretty organized, so I'm sure we could get into that. I didn't know that, Mindy. So, thank you, Nancy. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night, and maybe I'll post some before and after pictures if I get that far tomorrow in the craft studio room, because, like I said, Marshall, Stetson, and Tara will be here this weekend, and so will Mara and Goose, their dogs. So be looking for that this week, and you guys, I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.